Hello and welcome to I Am Sounding English. Hello, my name is Pip and I have designed resources to improve pronunciation while maintaining fluency so that you are on the way to improving your English and getting you better understood. This is the fifth in a series about how to improve your pronunciation naturally when acquiring a second language by focusing this time on the importance of syllable stress. In the last video, I explained vowel quality. This time, I will draw attention to the stress of certain syllables compared to others, while also maintaining and contrasting the quality of the vowel sound. I will focus on how multisyllable words and phrases are pronounced and how they can be applied to regular topics using my pronunciation videos. And hopefully, your students can apply to their conversations on the same topic.
What we've done now, we've looked at the vowel sounds. We considered the tongue position, the jaw position, the rounded lips, to include tense and lax voice, and think about the short and glided long vowels as well. This is part of the series of pronunciation features at the suprasegmental level. So a little vowels. What we're going to look at today is this syllable stress in words. As you can see, there's quite a lot to still do. So when we're looking at word stress, what do we mean? What are suprasegmentals, in fact? Well, such lexical stress is indicated by properties such as the pitch, called the pitch accent, the intensity and loudness, called the dynamic accent, and the full articulation of the vowel, which relates to the qualitative accent, or also the vowel quality. So if we look at this question above, where do you live? Okay, we think about the duration, the intensity, and the pitch. So we can say, where do you live? Now listen to the answer and see how you vary this answer to the question, where do you live? Okay, here we go.
Where do you live?
London.
Where do you live?
London.
Where do you live?
London.
Where do you live?
London, London, London.
Where do you live?
London.
Where do you live?
London. So you can understand that we talk about the duration, the intensity, and the pitch. Where do you live? Or where do you live? Where do you want to live? Okay, so to focus on this stress contrast, we need to think about how one syllable is pronounced compared to the other. So if you look at the picture on the right, you can see it's a 3-syllable word, a computer. When we think about duration, computer. Think about intensity, computer. And pitch, computer. So basically how I said it's virtually the same, but for the students, it's important for them to focus on one of these aspects so they can see how they can change their duration, intensity, or the pitch itself. So stressing the word. So when we think about length, we think about whole line voice and the pitch, and we think about the tense lax sound or the intensity. Also, we think about how to weaken the other syllables which are around it. So this is affected by place and manner of articulation. So how basically do you place your tongue and mouth and teeth is the place, and the manner, I would say in simple terms, is how you breathe. So looking at this picture here, you can see that the hand position is the placement. So how you use your teeth, mouth and tongue. And then the manner is how you breathe. And so in this case with the guitar, you can pluck it strong or you can play it weak. In speaking, you use a soft or strong voice. So if you look at this basically gives you all the consonant sounds. You can see that we've got the place here, referring to whether you use bilateral, the lips, partly the labiodental, and so on and so forth. The manner is how you breathe. So you can see the whole series, like the stop, the pressure you put involved, a fricative and a fricative as well. And I might make a video on these particular points later on. But for the student, just go and remember to contrast the syllable words. So for example, a 2-syllable word like this, baba or dada. So we get the words like teacher, assist, student, because pupils succeed. I will get students to make a sentence using that. Okay, so the teacher assists students because the teacher wants the pupils to succeed. That's an example, yeah. But in a sentence, it can change if not important as well. Okay, so you can see that sentence there. The teacher assists the children because she wants these pupils to succeed. But when you're saying it naturally, you might reduce some of these stress syllables. The teacher assists the student because she wants these pupils to succeed. So with this word stress exercise, you also need to keep in mind that it's not natural. It is an exercise in stress. So generally, when we think about the stress, there are content words, which are stressed. 2 or more syllables, they usually have a 1 stress syllable compared to the other. But if we think about 3-syllable words like dangerous or creative or I'm great, so that's not a word, it's a phrase, you can see how we can work on a 3-syllable phrase. And then you can get students to think of their own examples, like eagerly, designer, it is clean, I am here, deciding, this is mine. So you get the idea. Oh, I see. Moreover, and pass the coat. And you are late. Computer, and up to you. And you can get students to find out their own examples as well. So they try to make their own examples too, but looking at these words, you can ask students to focus on one aspect, the pitch, the intensity or duration, to make the right appropriate syllable sound. And you can see that you've got a contrasting ones here as well. Major, crazy, arrange, create. My turn, may I, am I? So you can get students to work on these. And I've got worksheets with these examples as well, which is important. So there are examples of multi-stress phrases as well. And if you look here, just go for the worksheets which are available, and you can later get them to focus on particular word stresses themselves, as you can see in the middle worksheet here. If we look at it, I've basically made a little text based on students' experience at high school before they entered university. And you can see it says, I have an active pastime, but I really enjoy music. I like listening to music and playing all sorts of instruments. In fact, I belong to the brass band club at junior high school, in which I play the flute, and the light music club at high school, in which I play the guitar and keyboard. Actually, I want to learn the piano again, which I started learning at elementary school. I have no time or money to do this. So it's a phrase, it's a little explanation of the high school experience. But if you look below that, you can see another table, literally table as well. But you can see the stress pattern as well, like table, decide, furniture, USA, conclusion, television, understanding. So what we're trying to do is get students to find similar stress examples from the passage. So you can see table, can you find other ones as well? So example, music, or what other ones can you see? Keyboard, money. So you get students to look through it. Then decide, try to find other ones as well, like enjoy, in which. So it doesn't have to be one word. Then look for 3-syllable words. Furniture. Can you see examples of that? USA, conclusion, television, and understanding. What's important is that you get students to explore the actual stress sounds. And from that, they can appreciate a little bit more about the contrasting sounds. And then if you look on the right side, you can see I've got little worksheets left blank. So the students have an opportunity to use their time-paired practice conversation to see if they can find their own examples in their own conversation. All right, that's really important. Now, when they write it, you can see here that I've got lots of yellow marks. This is afterwards when we review their analysis. So this one was about games, for example, and the ones in yellow are the incorrect observations by the students. So it's really important to analyze and review with students to see what they've got wrong. So with my Japanese students, they still get a little confused because of katakana style pronunciation. So practice is important. Get used to speaking as much as you can. So have a conversation about hobbies and try to find examples of those things, as I just mentioned before. To focus on stress contrast, remember again, it's important to focus on one. So focus on the duration. Okay. I use hands signals to try to explain the length, or I use other hand signals to explain the intensity, or another one for pitch. And I'm sure you can figure out what would be suitable ways to get students to consider this side. But as I said before, keep working at it. As students keep applying this to their conversations and analyzing where they're going right and where they need to improve, you'll be surprised how they can get better at it. Okay, so remember to explore and have fun. And don't forget, we're getting you better understood. Thank you very much.